Title: The Son Who Fired His Father. When I was 17, my life fell apart in one night. It started with a slammed door and ended with my backpack on the front porch. My father stood there, arms crossed, face cold. "You're done here," he said. "You failed again, and I'm not going to support a loser under my roof." I stared at him, blinking back tears. He didn't flinch, didn't show a hint of doubt, and just like that, I was out. My mother had died years earlier. Since then, it was just the two of us, and things had only gotten worse. He blamed me for everything. My grades, my lack of ambition, even her death, sometimes in subtle, cutting remarks. That night, I slept behind a gas station, using my hoodie as a blanket. For months, I bounced between shelters and crappy part-time jobs. Dishes, janitorial shifts, handing out flyers. But I refused to give up. Libraries became my home. I discovered coding. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I devoured free courses, tutorials, YouTube videos. I borrowed old laptops, even coded on a public library computer until closing time. I passed the GED. Barely. But I kept coding. At 19, I built a budgeting app for teens. Posted it on Reddit. It went semi-viral. Someone offered $300 for a custom version. Then another offer came, and another. By 20, I had my own Upwork profile and enough freelance gigs to rent a room and eat 3 meals a day. By 21, I had clients from 3 countries. By 22, I registered a small business. By 23, I had an assistant and 2 remote junior developers. I called the company CodeCore Labs. No offices, just a website and a good reputation. Then, at 24, I made my biggest leap. I rented a sleek little co-working space in the city, hired a proper team, and started taking on large contracts. It was around this time when my assistant brought me a resume. Guy came in person. She said, older, polite, said he'd like a chance at admin work. I scanned the paper. My hands froze. Name, Charles Owens. My father. Same address I once lived at. Same jagged signature I remembered from birthday cards. He was applying to be my office assistant. I stared at the name for a full minute. He didn't know it was me. My company name didn't include my full name. I had changed my hair, grown facial hair, dressed differently. I went by Lucas professionally, my middle name. I had 2 choices: throw the resume away or call him in. I called him in. He entered the office slowly. Same walk, same posture, more gray in the beard, but his voice hadn't changed. "Thank you for meeting me, sir," he said. "Sir." He didn't recognize me at all. I asked him basic questions. Previous roles, computer proficiency, why he left his last job. He told me he'd been laid off, said he was trying to start fresh. I kept a straight face. At the end, he said something that hit like a truck. I used to be a real hard man. Thought success came from toughness. But now, I'm just trying to be useful. I hired him on the spot. He started the next week. Showed up early, stayed late, took notes on everything. He was quiet, respectful, didn't pry. And yet, every time I saw him, my chest tightened. He made copies, labeled files, brewed coffee, sent polite emails. A model employee. But I watched him closely. One day, he asked me if I had family. I said, "No, not anymore." He looked down, nodded, didn't ask again. 3 months in, something shifted. He started bringing in extra coffee for the team, took initiative on reports, helped the interns troubleshoot a printer for an hour without complaining. One Friday, he stayed until 9 p.m. organized in the storage room. He wasn't the same man who kicked me out. At least, he didn't seem like him. And then I got a call from HR. He had made a mistake, sent an internal invoice to a client by accident. It wasn't huge, but it embarrassed the team. I had to make a choice. I called him in. He looked nervous, sat straight in the chair across from me. "Mr. Owens," I said, "you've been a great help to the company, but I need someone more experienced for this role. I'm letting you go." His shoulders dropped. He didn't argue. He just said, "I understand. Thank you for the opportunity. And he left, just like that. That night, I cried. Not out of victory. Not out of revenge. I cried because I saw him for the first time, not as the monster of my childhood, but as a man, flawed, aging, trying. I expected to feel powerful. Instead, I felt hollow. A week later, I received an envelope. No return address. Inside was a letter. To Mr. Lucas, thank you for the job. I know I messed up. I also know who you are. I didn't recognize you at first. I'm sorry for that. But once I heard your voice clearly one day, I knew. I just didn't know how to say it. I know I was a terrible father. I know I failed you. But watching you run that office, helping people, building something real, it was the proudest I've ever been. I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to know you made it. I sat with that letter for a long, long time. Then I wrote one back. I made it, yes, but not because of you, in spite of you. Still, thank you for showing me exactly who I didn't want to become. We never spoke again, but sometimes silence is enough. I built something, and I became someone. Not perfect, not invincible, but strong enough to break the cycle.